am Marlene Motivates, and shout out to all of my channel members. If you want to gain further support, join my channel membership. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hello to all of you beloved motivators. I'm Marlene of Marlene Motivates, and welcome to your dose of positivity, where we speak up on inspiration, positivity, motivation, mindset shifting, all of those things. So if you're new here, subscribe to this channel, share this message on your social media network so that somebody who needs to hear this will receive it. So happy Friday to all of you beloved motivators. I hope everybody is doing amazing. Yes, we made it to Friday, and you should feel very accomplished in that you made it to Friday, and welcome to your weekend. I so appreciate you spending some of your busy time with me, and we're going to get into today's dose of positivity on the Relationship Friday. But before I do that, I have to welcome everybody who is in the chat. Thank you so much, Lilia. Appreciate it. You know what I have to do. Thank you so much, Slice of Farming, and when the super chat hits. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Slice of Farming. And who else do we have here in the chat? We have Lilia, and we have Blessed to Crochet. How are you all doing? We have Eastat. How are you doing, East? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And anybody that has not, please hit the like for today's topic. Today we're going to be talking about ourselves. Of course, we're talking about the relationship that we have with ourselves, and for us to stop being a doormat. Now, I know that there are a lot of us that maybe we have started off with some bad habits for many, many years. These things just don't come about like one day. People just start running over you or start treating you disrespectfully. It started many, many years ago, where we just did not have enough nerve, did not have enough courage, did not have enough love for ourselves. And I know that there's many people that say, oh yeah, I love myself and all of those things. But listen, if you did, you would not allow people to take advantage of you, to disrespect you, and to use you. And being used goes into many different aspects. It means being used on the job, where you don't get the positions and the accolades that you deserve for your potential and your gifts and your talents. And another one is you don't get what you deserve out of a romantic relationship. Like, you already know that that person is not on your level, and you don't see yourself growing in the relationship. It's another way that you can settle. Another way you settle is with your children, and allowing them to run over you and, got you just like the puppet strings to do whatever they want. They control you, and you become a doormat to those individuals. And it's not as easy as it seems when you start to allow people to disrespect you, mistreat you. It's hard for you to go back, because how you start a relationship is usually how a relationship continues if you're not careful. We have to get really serious, and we have to become very firm within ourselves about not allowing ourselves to be that said doormat. And most of us had somebody in our life where we saw, that it could have been your mother, your father, a cousin, aunt, uncle, whoever, friends, maybe people in your community, where that's how they treat themselves. We usually become what we see. So if you see individuals in your life from your childhood, not speaking up for themselves, not setting boundaries, not doing what they need to do for themselves, we get that thought process that it's normal, that it's okay. This is what you do when you're a woman. This is what you do when you're a man. This is what you allow. And I'm telling all of you motivators, no matter what was, the talk, no matter how it was when you were growing up, now we are adults, and we have to step into that. I'm an adult, and no matter what happened to me, no matter what somebody said, no matter how somebody else disrespected me, now today is a new day. I'm fully grown. I'm an adult. I know better, and I know that I deserve better. And I want to say that to anybody who needs to hear it. You deserve better. You don't have to settle for foolish, little frivolous jobs. You can educate yourself. You can start your business. You can leave toxic relationships. And all of this is, I just want to give you all some empowerment. I want you to get excited about your life. This is your life. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be at peace, and you deserve to use your gifts. And I am tired of seeing ladies and gentlemen not standing in their purpose, not believing in themselves, not having enough confidence to think that they can do better. You don't have to settle for the crumbs of any relationship, of somebody who just wants to treat you any way they want to, call you when they want to, never want to settle down with you, always cheating on you, always disrespecting you, talking about you behind your back, never growing, never building with you, and loving you the way that you deserve. I'm speaking to every single one of you. If you don't have the relationship that you deserve, have enough courage to walk away. Yeah, we're speaking a very powerful message today, because I'm not here to play games with anybody. We all deserve to be the best. You deserve to have the best. But first, we have to believe and have the confidence that I can have and I can be anything that I want. I want you to say that out your mouth. I want you to be thinking about that throughout this discussion. I deserve to be treated in a certain way. And until we come into our own and have that confidence, I deserve to be treated in a certain way, that's what we're going to get back. See, many times we will say we love ourselves, we will say we're confident, we will say all of these things, but then we allow people to mistreat us, to disrespect us, to take advantage of us, to talk down to us, to limit us, to stop and block our potential, you know, and we have to be very careful. Let's see what's going on in the chats. See what I missed. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I'm glad you're doing good. That's amazing. Shout out to Wellness. How are you doing, Wellness? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Happy Friday. Nate, how are you doing? Yes, blessings to the chats. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, greetings to everyone. Yes, we need to love ourselves first, and I speak about that all the time on this channel. If we don't first possess love for ourselves, we cannot expect that from other people. And there are many people who go into relationships thinking that another person has to give me love for me to be loved. And it's quite the opposite. We first have to go into a relationship knowing who we are, knowing what we want, knowing that we can do and be everything great. Yes. The only person limiting yourself is you. Yeah. We limit ourselves. And I think that it comes from many different things. It's a part of being unhealed from our past, from certain situations, from certain things that was said to us. A lot of negativity, a lot of false narratives, a lot of judgments, a lot of things that come at us, and it happens on a day-to-day basis that if we're not careful, we'll start to digest it. We'll start to allow that to be the narrative inside of our head. When we are the author, every single day we write our story. We write how our day will go. Remember, we're in control of our attitude, we're in control of our outlook and our focus. Yes. So true. It's so true. Hi, Miss Tracy. How are you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, but that's what a lot of people do not understand. They truly do not even know what love is. I think we should start there. A lot of people don't even know what it means to love themselves. They have some ideas of what love feels like. They go by the feelings, but love is an action word. It truly is. Until you know by how you treat yourself, how do you talk to yourself? What will you allow? How do you talk to yourself? I speak about that all the time with the positive self talk. Even if everything around you is negative and dark and evil and whatever other people want to say and do, it starts with us. How do you talk to yourself? How do you speak to yourself? How do you treat yourself? How do you walk into the room? How is your energy and your vibration? If we make a choice to make our vibes high, that's all we will receive back. It's about learning to block out the negative and stay in the positive. It's about all of that. So let's get started with today's discussion. To stop being a doormat, first we have to start out by saying this: we have to know our worth. You have to know you're worthy. Many of us grow up in that atmosphere of, maybe you got love growing up. Maybe you were told you were loved, but you were not treated with love. It's two different things. People could say they love you all the time, but that love will be toxic. You know, if somebody is not loving you unapologetically, no, it's not sometime-ish. It's not just today I'll treat you nice and another day you won't. Or if you make me upset, then I'll be rude or unkind or disrespectful to you. No, no, no. Love is always kind, no matter what the situation. That's when you really find out who somebody truly is. When you're going through something, is when you look to the side, and even when somebody gets on your nerves, somebody upsets you, they still will show you love. They still will treat you kindly. They still will show up and support you. They still will feed and speak positively over you. See, a lot of people get it wrong. They only put I love you if, or I love you when. Mm-mm-mm-mm. No, it doesn't work that way. When you love somebody, you love them in the good times and the bad times, for rich, for poor, for everything, all situations, all circumstances. And many people don't know how to do that. A lot of people don't know how to be loyal. They only want to be loyal when it's convenient, when it's easy. No, in your hard times, this is when you should love somebody the most. The most. And I see I have someone just came in. Okay. I see we have Writers for Life. How are you doing, Rachel? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Happy Friday. Yes. You can tell people talked behind your back when people act funny, even though you've never wronged the person. Yeah. And that's when you can tell somebody is very unhealed, by how they talk to themselves. How do they treat themselves first, and then how do they treat another person? And I see we have Shay Love in the house. Hi, Shay. How are you doing? Happy Friday. Welcome in. Everybody, if you could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. So, I wanted to get into this point of talking about our relationship with ourselves and knowing how important that relationship. If we don't have a good relationship with ourselves, if we don't learn how to treat ourselves in a good way, if we don't learn how to respect ourselves, if we don't know that we're worth it, when you know that you're worth it, there's a lot of things that you don't do. You don't compromise your integrity. You don't compromise your values. You don't compromise your morals. You don't compromise your light or your power. You don't listen to what other people say. It has nothing to do with the assumptions. You're standing in your own power. You're standing in your own light because you know who you are. Now, I say that to every single one of you motivators. I know who you are. And it's not something that happens overnight. It takes time. It takes some healing. It takes some forgiveness to accept ourselves and receive ourselves for how we are and to love him and her to the best extent, to the highest level possible. I want you to say that to yourself. I love myself not because of this or that, not because of who I'm in a relationship with, not because of who likes me, but I love myself just because I exist. Just because I exist, I am somebody. Just because I am here, just because of my story, just because of the gifts that has been given to me, I have worth. And I want you to remind yourself of that, especially when we go through things. Remember your worth. Remember you were designed for a purpose. Yes, every single one of us was designed for a purpose. And sometimes we get outside of that purpose because of people who don't understand us, people who are unhealed and mean and rude, or, people who are just evil. And we stop ourselves from being the best person that we can be. Now, who is in control of that, in charge of that? Us. See, when you know your worth, you may get a few steps back. You may step back from your purpose for a little while. You may, okay? That's just a part of the human experience. We all get down. We all get discouraged. We all experience all of those things from time to time. But it's very important that when we get down, we don't think that this is the end. I want to encourage somebody with this message. Whoever is feeling down today, whoever's feeling discouraged, sad because of grief, loss of a relationship, somebody treating you a certain way, the judgments, maybe not achieving what you want in your life. You have not got to your level and elevation of your goals. Don't give up. Just because it has not happened yet does not mean it won't. See, when we know our worth, we understand that certain things, it's not just going to happen just like that. You don't just win just like that. It takes time and effort. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for your boom, for your success, for your elevation, for your rising up, before that time, this is where we have to get into knowing ourselves, having that confidence. See, I'm telling you that if you don't have confidence right now, when you get what you want, just like that, you can lose it. So, in the meantime, before you get where you want to go, start working on you. So start working on loving yourself, how you treat yourself, because you take that with you anywhere you go. That's what a lot of people don't understand. You could get to the highest level. You can get millions and billions of dollars. You can have a whole circle of people. You can have success at whatever it is that you want, but you can lose it just like that because you didn't learn how to appreciate yourself. You didn't learn how to treat yourself. And because you don't know how to treat yourself, you don't know how to treat other people. You don't know how to have appreciation, gratitude for certain people. See, first, you got to learn how to be your own friend. You got to learn how to be your own best friend. You got to know about your light within and learn to take care of your gifts. Yeah, learn to take care of the gifts that you possess right here on your inside. Yes, yes. Yes, it is truly destructive, Esad. I agree. Yes, facts, Nate. Hi, Jenny. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday. Yes. Hi, Jedi Master. How are you doing? Appreciate you being here. Yes, I think everybody goes through that, Jedi Master. Everybody goes through those ebbs and flows in their life where some days you're feeling good about yourself and some days you don't. It's part of being human. Or sometimes we have to, maybe from the beginning, we never even knew ourselves. I know I've been in that position a few years ago where you hit rock bottom and you just feel like you have just gone through so much. And I know that that was the case for me because I was allowing so many things to happen to me. I was definitely the yes woman. Yes to everything and everyone. Yes in relationships. Yeah, I can do that. Not even thinking. I was tired. I was stressed out. I didn't want to do it. I didn't like that. That wasn't my focus. That wasn't my plan. I wasn't thinking about myself. See, but now on today, I'm a different woman because on today, I know about some other things that we're going to get to in a little bit. So, in speaking about our worth, I have to say to all of you motivators, I hope that you believe that you're worth something even if you don't have a lot of this. Your worth does not have to do with how much money you have in the bank, even though having money, don't get me wrong, that's a nice thing. Um, Money is for a protection. Money gives us a roof over our head, maybe access to a car and having certain things that we need to maintain our lives. But it's not everything. I want you to know that just because you don't have everything you need, you want, it doesn't mean that you lack in worth. See, a lot of people equate success with money, and it has nothing to do with that. Sorry, everybody, my allergies are really bad today. But I want you all to know that your worth is not tied up inside of what other people think about you. Your worth is not tied in who you were in the past and the negative things, okay? It's not. And a lot of people allow when they make mistakes, when they hurt people, or what other people say, or the projections, or whatever it is. Maybe you had a negative mindset. And I know about being in that because I was there for many years. I allowed myself to be stuck. I allowed myself to be angry. I allowed myself to complain about my situation because being honest and being accountable for myself, I was the one that allowed things. If you want to keep it real, a lot of things that happen to us in our life where we don't have what we want, we're the one that made that. So it's time for us to put on our big girl panties, put on your big boy drawers, and to accept and receive that sometimes we don't do the right thing. We didn't follow through when we should have. We didn't follow through on opportunities. We didn't say no when we needed to. We didn't respect ourselves. We didn't use our intellect. We knew a lot of things weren't right or good for us, but we still followed through anyways because we wanted to do what we wanted to do. Being a human being, sometimes we can be very selfish and we don't think about how we can negatively impact others. Most of the time, we negatively impact your children first. You impact your relative, the people who are you're the closest to. You hurt them so bad, and it's really hard for you to go back and fix and heal those relationships when we do certain things. But when you're a mature and accountable woman or a mature and accountable man, you have no problem with saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I was immature. I'm sorry that I disrespected you, and I'm going to try better. See, that's all we can do as human beings. Just learn the lesson and allow ourselves to move on. When we know our worth, we know how we can impact others. We're not just selfish and thinking about what we want all the time. It's about me. It's about me. No, 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 no. Yes, part of it is about us because we don't want to allow other people to take advantage of us. We have to know our strength and what we want to do and what we don't. But at the same time, we also cannot make it all about us. We can't use other people or only call people when we want something. We also have to give to others as well. That's a part of knowing your worth is allowing yourself to say, Look where I've grown. Look where I have elevated, and make sure you reach out and you pull up somebody else. You support another person, you encourage another person. And it's one of the reasons why I love having this platform and multiple platforms. And when I do counseling and mentorship, I love this part because I like seeing where somebody is, and I like to see the healing taking place in somebody's life. I love to see somebody getting confidence and a smile on their face, and mending their relationships with other people, and learning how to speak up for themselves and not being afraid to say no, and meaning it and following through, and not feeling that they have to explain. You don't have to explain why you are a bright beam of light. You don't have to explain your gifts and your talents. All you have to do when you know your worth is use them. Yeah, every single one of you that has talents and gifts, use them. Don't be afraid. See, many times we stay behind that fear. We stay behind listening to people who are unhealed and lazy and don't want to do anything. Don't include yourself in those circle of people. If you want to get somewhere, if you want to go somewhere in your life, you have to change people, places, and things. Until you start to change your surroundings, the way you think, who you hang around, what you talk about, what you do in your day to day, you're going to stay in the same place. You're going to stay complaining about your life. Until you want better, you're not going to do better. And that's a fact. Let's see what I missed. Let's see what I missed. Yes. Yes, we are here for clear. Everyone is here for a reason, but many of us don't know what that is. And I am hoping that many of us that maybe don't know our purpose will allow ourselves to stay in that moment and allow ourselves to figure it out. Figure it out. That's why it's important to have your personal me time and quiet time so that you can tap in. How am I treating myself? How am I talking to myself? Am I doing what I need to do? Am I showing up how I need to show up? Am I shining my light? Am I listening to that voice inside of my head? Or am I listening to fear? Am I listening to the projections from other people? Am I sitting and being jealous and watching others win instead of doing what it takes to make myself win? Now I'm talking to those people. If you're sitting on the sidelines watching your life go by, every single day we get a day older. How are we going to use the days that we have? Are you going to use your days to help yourself, to bless other people? Or are you going to sit in the sidelines complaining about what is not working? Or are you going to do what it takes to make your life amazing? Hi, Miss Jackie. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, everybody, please hit the like. Hi, Miss Nancy. How are you doing? Welcome. I appreciate you. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to all my channel members. I really appreciate every single one of you. Feel free, any of my mods, to drop links to anybody who has a channel. Drop links to their channel. I really appreciate it. And I see we have Sugar Love. Hi, Sugar Love. How are you doing? Happy Friday. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, we have to know our worth. Now let's get into, I think I have two more points, and then I'm going to put the link in the chat for anyone who has something to add to this Relationship Friday topic. In talking about stop being a doormat, we have to put this in place. Set boundaries. And setting boundaries is something that it seems simple, but it's not. It means that we have to speak up for ourselves and to say what we want. Don't call me at this time. Don't do this to me, but please do that. Or, saying you don't like something and not feeling guilty. Don't feel guilty when you don't like something. Don't feel guilty that you don't want to show up. If you're tired, you're tired. If you don't want to go somewhere, then that's it. You don't have to explain why it is that you don't want to do something, why it is that you don't want to go here or do that. When it's no, it's no. You don't have to explain why it is. And many people, when you start to elevate and you start to be in your lane and you're focused on your goals, you're driven, and you're just in this tunnel vision of doing what it is that you need to do for yourself, that other people like, but I haven't seen them. I wonder what they're doing. So they're trying to be nosy. They're trying to find out your business. But it's important for us to set boundaries and to walk in silence and not tell anybody what it is that you're doing, because you're achieving, okay? You're elevating. So set those boundaries and don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed, and don't be scared. When we set these boundaries, we have to understand that certain people are going to leave our life, and good riddance. That's what I say. The people who don't deserve to be in your life, they will fall off. They'll stop calling you. They'll stop showing up. They'll stop doing whatever it is that they were pretending like, how much they care about you, how much they love you, all of it, yada yada yada. And it was all a lie. It was all a pretense, all a facade, a smoke screen, all of those things. And sometimes we are gullible because we're not in a space to where we know our own light. We don't have enough confidence. We didn't believe in ourselves enough. We fell for the old okey doke, and we did not set the boundaries that we needed to protect ourselves. But it's life, and what it is important is that we set boundaries moving forward. When something happens to us the first time, it's shame on them. They're at fault. But the second time when you allow something, it's shame on you, because you should have learned the lesson and known better. When somebody does something to you, yeah, okay, that was them. All right. But the second time when you allow something, no, 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 no. Now this time it's on you. Take ownership of that. When someone disrespects you or is rude, taking advantage of you, not treating you the way that they are supposed to, what are you going to do? How are you going to show up, motivators? Are you going to respect yourself enough to say, cut them off, block them, go talk to them anymore, walk away, leave the relationship, all of those things? Or are you going to say, oh, that's my cousin. Oh, we've been in a relationship for so long. I hear that many times when I do coaching. Oh, I can't leave him. That's my child's father. That's my baby mama. Or we've been together for 7 years. Listen, if you've been with somebody for all these years and they have not pulled the trigger and not wanted to marry you, they obviously are telling you they don't want to marry you. Okay. But many times somebody has already shown you how they are. They've already shown you what they want or that what they don't want to do. But we don't want to believe that. We want to believe that, oh, they'll change, or they will tell you, oh, I'm working on myself, I'm working on changes. And you don't see any anything showing up to prove that otherwise. So when somebody is showing you who they are, believe them, okay? Believe that they are who they are. And if somebody really wants to show up for you, if somebody really wants to be there and support you and love you and be understanding and compassionate and listen to you, they will. But also, if someone wants to be disrespectful and selfish and about themselves, they will. Okay? People will always show up to you the way they want to show up for you. It's all about excuses. That's all it is. A lot of people make excuses. Hey, Eastside, welcome back to membership. Thank you so much. You know what we have to do? Welcome back to membership. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Welcome back to Membership East. And let's see who else that I missed in the chat. How's everybody doing on this Friday? Anybody have any special plans? A person's strength is in knowing you cannot be put in a box by someone's fictional depiction of you. Yeah, we have to understand that when we are our true, real, authentic self, that it's not going to be for everybody. And it's not meant to be, okay? It's not meant for us to be liked by everybody. And that's one thing that I had to learn about myself. Why do I feel that I need certain individuals in my life? So many times we feel that we need people in our life. I need this relationship. I need this job. I need no. Whatever is meant to be for you will be. You don't have to force. Don't force relationships. Don't force trying to always run after people, always calling them out. No. If somebody wants to be there, they will be. And when it's not, it will fall off, because what's not right will never be kept up. Okay? It won't be. Hi, Gregory. How are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Jackie says, when certain people leave our life, it opens the door to the right people to come in. Say that again, Jackie. Say it again. Bravo. And how often do we allow people, we hold on? I've done it, being in a relationship and trying to hold on to the relationship and doing all of these things, try to force them, try to hold on when they've been gone a long time ago. They've never truly cared about you. They barely call you, barely show up. And when they do show up, they're not even present there with you. They're on their phone. They're ignoring you. So it's a lot of things that when people show up, you know, do they fully show up for you? Do they give you the emotional support that you need? Are they understanding and compassionate about what you need, not just wanting you to support them and what they want? Those are the things that we have to think about. Okay. Yep. Facts, Sugar Love. I'm not for everybody. Period. And that's what I want you motivators to understand and know that. I can't lie. Sometimes when people don't want to be around, don't want to support me, or show me who they are, yeah, it hurts a little bit. It stings. But we cannot allow whatever it is that another person is saying and doing to stop us. Okay, they love my life. Then you just go, okay, that hurts, whatever. And you move on with your life. Don't let the distractions, don't let the negative people, don't let the toxicity, don't let the drama and the foolishness or the projections or people who doubt you and say it would never work. Don't allow those things to stop you from believing in yourself and to have confidence and love yourself. And don't let people who are only using you be what you think about yourself. See, we're not doormats, okay? We're not doormats, but many times we can be because we allow ourselves to be, because we don't elevate our own self into thinking that we deserve better and that I have options and I don't have to put up with foolishness. No, you don't. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Yes, there is a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. A lot, a lot. So we have to be so careful. We have to be very cognizant. And I had to say, when we're talking about stop being a doormat, we have to be very, pay attention, okay? We have to pay very attention to people's energy. People's energy shows up way before somebody talks, how their energy shows up in a room, you know how they treat other people. If you really pay attention and watch people's movements, how they look, how they talk, you can feel the deceit, you can feel the evil, you can feel all of that. But if you truly are honest with yourself, you know who to not hang around, who to stop wasting your time on, who to cut off. And you also know who is the good people, who genuinely support you, and they will do and how we know that is because they just show up for you. They don't want nothing from you. All they want you to do is for you to elevate. All they want is for you to be at peace. All they want is for you to have joy. And maybe once in a while they may ask for something, ask for support, but that's how you know. See, when we talk about stop being a doormat, a lot of times, um, We will do so much for people and never ask for anything. Well, I don't want anything. Well, you should, because all of us should get something. Not all the time it has to be materialistic, but how about you get something spiritually? Somebody support you spiritually. What about getting supported for your mental health? How are you doing? Just somebody asking you, are you okay? I was thinking about you. Have you been sleeping? Have you been resting? See, there's many ways for us to get support, but the most important thing is, are you being supported the way that you deserve? See, a person who is toxic never knows how to show up and say, are you okay? They never know how to say, can I do something for you? Without wanting anything back. They just want to do it just because they care for you. See, those are the people that you want in your life, not the people who, if I do this, okay, what are you going to do for me? Keep yourself away from those type of people. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But be fake. It's a lot of fake people out there. Red flags never turn green. Pay attention. Exactly. They never turn green. We see the red, and the red is the color for stop. It's the stop sign. Okay. Okay. It's the stop sign. So when somebody is telling you stop it, or somebody triggers you, I know that I've had that, not just with my relatives, but in a relationship, on the job. If somebody makes you feel very, very negative, makes you feel less about yourself, or they don't even give you time to think about yourself, these are the people that you must stay away from. Okay. If you only have people and all they ever do is talk about themselves and what they want and what they need, and they're never trying to help or assist another person, it's all about me, me, and me. You have to stay away from those people, because those are doormats. Those are toxic people. Sometimes those people can be narcissists, okay, or sociopath, just evil in general. So pay attention to all the warning signs, okay? So I got one more point that I want to share, and then I'm going to open up the panel, okay? Let's see. Now, I'm going to put the link in here. Hold on one second. Uh-huh. Okay. Don't get in trouble at work, East, okay? So I put the link in the chat. Now, here we are at the last point of this discussion. We're talking about stop being a doormat, because we're worthy, because we deserve so much, okay? Now, we have to know we should not settle for less than we deserve. How many of us came from a place where we didn't think we deserved anything? I was in that space for a long time. I didn't think I deserved um, to be respected, because when you get so used to being disrespected, when you get so used to putting everybody ahead of you, we get used to it. And that we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't settle. I see my sis Sugar Love in the background. Let's welcome her to the show.
Hey, my sister,
Hey, how you doing?
my twin.
Welcome to the show.
It's always a beautiful thing to be here. I love it here, right? But one of the things I would like to say is we have to get out our feelings, right, and how we feel things should be, and learn how to listen to what people are saying and watch what they do. Sometimes we get so overwhelmed of, like, if we like somebody or don't like somebody, that we don't take time to listen to what they're saying carefully.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times people could be doing things wrong, but we be so in our feelings, and sometimes people could be trying to help you or something, but we get too stuck in our feelings that we do not pay attention to what people are doing and what people are truly saying.
Yes. We,
So
we yeah, people will be showing you who they are, or what they're doing to us, and we will fail to see the red flags.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I see a lot of people have a very bad habit. I'm like, do you really hear what they're saying? Like, are you listening? And you may be thinking they're for you, but really against you. And I see that a lot. They come with a LOL smiley face, and then they act like they're for you, and it could be the slightest thing that really have nothing to do with you, but it really has something to do with you that will reveal their true self.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
a hard pill to swallow for some people. But they are who they are. They was just, I think somebody said in the chat, they was being 100% fake. But if you don't pay attention, you're not going to notice it.
Yeah. If you don't pay attention to people's energy, you can't pay attention to the words that are coming out of people's mouth, because it's easy for people to put on this facade or to be very good, have a good way with words, but they're showing up that they're a negative and evil people. If you pay attention to their actions, not their words,
Hmm.
the mask will fall off right away.
And then with the doormat thing, that's beautiful because sometimes people don't even know they are a doormat, right? People got a good way of taking your energy and using you for their shine or their motives or their objectives. And but they play to be your friend. And that makes you a doormat too.
Exactly. Yes.
So you have to pay attention to people who live through you or shine through you, you know, in the word of a friend.
Yes.
But
I,
sorry.
I call those people who like to ride on the coattails of your success.
Yeah, and then yeah, and but it's sad, but again, I see that a lot. They're sometimes too because they're scared to take a chance. Like they're scared to like start at zero the way we started at zero. You know, and they're scared to put themselves out there, and then sometimes they want to come take over. They think that
Yes.
they're going to come take over you or whatever you put out there and make it sound like it's you know like it's my business. Or no, go put yourself out there. Some people are so scared to put themselves out there. They keep riding off your coattails, off you being brave, or uh,
Yeah.
your courage, and
Hmm.
just taking a chance.
Or they're trying to hide in the background of your gifts and your potential. Everybody has gifts and potential, but some people don't have your said gift, but they just will hide in the background and in the
Mhm.
limelight and act like it's if it wasn't for me, you would not be who you are, and that's not true. Nobody
Or,
can make you you.
or they try to destroy you. Right. The minute that they get in their feelings, that's why you gotta learn how to listen to people. They get into their feelings, right? And then they try to either like put a bad mouth on you or lie on you, or they try to turn people against you, and you don't even know what happened, right? Because
Yeah.
you think that you're helping them, or you want them to shine, or you're giving them the spotlight, but no, in reality they're working against you at the same time. So we have to be very careful. That's being a doormat too. That we should have been washed that doormat and washed them away and
Long time ago.
start over. But there's uh, there's like so many different ways to be a doormat without even knowing.
Yeah. Yeah. And back a long time ago, it used to be things like you were a doormat as a woman, and you were
Mhm.
also a doormat as a child.
Mhm.
And now, with laws and certain things that, and with having rights, there's certain things that just don't happen like it used to, but it's still happening now if we don't pay attention, like to some of the red flags, because some people still think it's like we are in slavery days, or they feel like in a household that there's these gender roles where one person is supposed to do all the work and the other person lays back and does nothing, or people will use their children like they are little slaves in the home for all the cooking and cleaning when they're children. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And we also have to not be afraid to pull the plug. Like, and not just on people. I mean, pull the plug on anything that doesn't serve you, right? It could be people, it could be traditions, ritual. There's a lot of things that we didn't ask to be into, right?
Yep.
We didn't ask for this. Just like I was telling somebody before, like it was to my marriage. I'm like, you don't. What if you don't want to jump the broom, right? Well, you
Hmm.
gotta jump the broom. Like, do you want to jump the broom? We forget to be us in this world, and we keep going with a program that we didn't create. Now, if you want to do it because it makes you happy, that's fine. But
Right.
is it because the world thinks you're supposed to do? So start pulling them plugs where anything that doesn't serve you
Hmm.
and make you happy. Because
Yep.
the people who started these traditions, it was probably something personal with them, and people just, start. Don't be afraid to start your own. Like,
Yep.
take a word and make a meaning of that word yourself. Like, learn how to give things meanings also. You might end up in a dictionary or something, but people don't never think about that. They think about, well, this means that. How about you take something and you give it and let that be passed down to people. Like, but we
Hmm.
scared to take a chance because we scared to pull the plugs. Like, we always stuck to something. Break
Yeah.
loose of whatever you can break loose of that doesn't serve you or your happiness.
Exactly, exactly. And it takes a lot of courage to do that because listen, when you have been through certain things in your life where you've probably been beat down, emotionally, mentally, many people have been verbally abused since their childhood and they step into that in their adulthood. So, and then they get in relationships where the relationship beats them down. So, these got people out here who are broken and having some mental health issues, some people having mental illness to add to that. And then on top of that, they're supposed to be okay in this world. If you don't take a moment to stop and to think about your own issues
Mhm,
and work on yourself, you will be stuck your entire life.
mhm. And they will
So,
never really truly know what freedom is. Right? Are you free? People don't even know they think they're free, but they're not really free. And we got to start unbreaking some of these habits that people put, and that makes us a doormat also. Because a lot of things, it's like we haven't really thought about it. Do I really want to do this? Is this tradition? Like I said, if you want to do it and it makes you happy, fine. But
right,
start making things where it's your choice. Like,
right,
just go out and just do do something you want to do, that because I believe that tears people apart,
yeah,
because you got this tradition, I got that tradition, now we don't like each other or something, so we always being a slave to something. So we that's even being a doormat to society.
yeah. And many people are enslaved to cultural
Hmm.
doctrines, and
Hmm.
they're enslaved to gender roles or so many things because there's so many things that people can have as hindrances in their mind because they've been told they can't do this because of this reason or
Hmm.
that reason, because of their age, because of their socioeconomic status, or whatever their level of intelligence, or so many things. So we are the ones that have to change that narrative. We have to change our mindset. We have to change our focus and what we believe. And if we don't like something, then we have to have enough courage to say, I don't like how my life is going. I don't
Hmm.
like how other people are treating me. And
Hmm.
then I'm going to have a courage to wake up one day and I'm going to do what I think serves me, serves my personality with my gifts. And let me tell you, Sugar, that it takes a lot of courage for me when I wake up every day or every time I do a live stream. It takes courage for me to get up and to speak and to say these things because I lived it. I'm not speaking from reading a book. I'm speaking it from living it. It takes courage to change from being who you were, who society says that you should be, and to step into being who you feel you should be.
Yeah, because that's truth. And I was telling people, because I've been doing a lot of like trying to dig up some of them the lies and the dirt that was told to us we was younger, especially being women, right? And I was trying to dig up some of that dirt, and I said a lot of times with women, a lot of reasons why they stay too long because they want to be right, right? And then that keeps us stuck because I'm just using a man for instance because I'm a woman, but it could go either way, right?
Yeah.
But you stay because you want to prove, oh yeah, I know I'm right, I'm gonna catch him, or he's lying, I'm gonna prove he's lying, right? That these men know what they are doing, right? You don't have to spend more of your time trying to prove something they already know, right? Once you feel something and if it's not right, learn to walk away. You don't have to sit there and trying to express yourself to somebody who know what they're doing. Stop trying to be right all the time. You are right. Stop
Mhm.
spending extra time trying to prove it because what happens is in the pockets of that, they have time to lie to you more, deceive you more, and keep pulling you in the web, and then you keep catching them. I don't. It don't have to be somebody. It could just be anybody. If you feel something, follow your gut. Sometimes you can leave with no explanations. You know why? Because they already know what they did. So it's not like they have to really figure out, well, what did I do? You don't have to
They
explain
already
to
know.
people what they did. What your absence is sometimes the best thing. Work on you in your absence. But if they've been doing you dirty all this time, you want to sit up there, you want to waste years catching them. You want to go chase what they're doing. You want to snoop. You want to look at their mess. And you turn into a RoboCop, right? You turn into a RoboCop. You for what? That's
Yeah.
time that's wasted. When you leave somebody, believe me, that could be a friend, that could be anybody.
Yeah.
They know exactly why you gone.
Yeah. They know exactly what they've done.
Hmm. So I don't have to explain. And I don't and another thing, you don't need people sorry. You don't need to hear it. We got in our mind that you know they're waiting for. Oh, I need an explanation. You don't need an explanation. A liar is a liar. Like people who do you dirty. What explanation that would really make you feel better,
Yeah.
right?
What
Right?
what 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 will justify it?
Yeah. But
No.
we do it though, right?
Yeah.
These are things that and I'm like, please, we have to unlearn these habits. Stop being the doormat. Let things go. You know if somebody's ain't treating you right, leave. Like don't
Yeah.
you don't have to explain nothing. Pack the stuff, go. Right?
Yeah.
They know because once you hang on, they're gonna keep doing more, more, and more. The next thing you know, that makes you go lower, 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 and lower and lower. But we gotta catch it in the beginning. We have one life. We only got one. And every day you get older, you for don't have time for this. Try to get some happiness out of this world that we're living in. Try to see, even if it takes being alone, guess what? That's okay too. Because at one point in time, even if you are married, guess what? Somebody still got to go first. You still want to have to spend some time being alone. Nobody goes together.
Yeah.
It's okay, but stop looking for people to say, well, if you would have did this, and then now they want to start explaining the stuff to give you a chance to say, well, you know what, you might be right. No, you're never right. You're never right for doing what you did.
Yep.
Or I'm gonna tell him off. You ain't gotta do that neither. Less is
All
better.
you do is just close the door, clean
Yes.
break, and we're done. You don't have to explain yourself. We're done and move on with your life.
Girl, I'm not even gonna tell you bye. You gonna how they used to say
Don't even
back
say
in the
bye.
place,
No.
watch my dust. What they used to say back in something about watch my dust or something like that. They used to say something like
Yeah.
that. You gonna be looking at my dust.
Yeah. And that's and I feel that it's important to teach kids,
Mm-hmm.
don't wait for kids to go through that. Parents or whoever's raising kids needs to feed that confidence that it's okay if something is not serving you. For It's okay to move on. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to stay with friends or relationships or at a job anywhere that you don't feel that you're experiencing personal growth. If you feel stuck with a certain person or persons, you don't have to explain why. You just move on. Just leave them alone and keep on going. Because I know for many years I was waiting for someone to give me permission, like it's okay to move on. I don't know, but I was in that period for a long time, staying in a place that I knew was not good for me. And I don't know why I did it. I don't know if it was lack of confidence. I don't know if it's just my personality or whatever it is. But once I release, I can feel all my energy come back, my light, my power, my ideas, my focus. So when we hold on to people who are not serving us in a positive way, we stay stuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think I mean I'm quite sure all of us been through that, right? But it's a learning stool not to do it again, right? We've all been there, and we all wants to be vindicated. You want to be the one to say, "See, you're the bad guy." They know this already, right? Everything they know this already, and I need the truth. You sure you want the truth, right? I think you kind of know the truth yourself, but it's like these are different things that get us stuck. It gets us stuck.
Very stuck, and we stay stuck. The whole thing about it is that I learned when I went through therapy that we have to talk to ourselves too. When we get in situations or we allowed ourselves to stay in a space, we have to encourage our own self and not wait for another person to say it's okay to leave. We have to say that to ourselves. I
Mhm.
don't have to stick around. I'm not being served, I'm not being
Yep.
elevated or helped, or I'm not growing or whatever it is. And I give myself permission to let this relationship or relationships go so that I could feel good about myself and do my best.
I think that's one of the more important things. Like we have to learn how to let go what is not serving us, especially if you're serving somebody, right?
Mhm.
Because it's got to be a reciprocation, and people think they think that the more you do, no, like you said, it's okay to ask for something back in return. 'Cause people will take. And
Yes.
sometimes I just sit back. Sometimes, 'cause, I'm a giver naturally. Like that's me naturally. People confuse that with stupid, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
that I'm just a natural giver. I just love to like, hey, I saw this. This is for you. That's just me. But
Yep.
sometimes you gotta sit back too and observe yourself.
Mhm.
Observe yourself because sometimes some people are like certain ways naturally, and that makes you prey to a lot of people. So you gotta learn how to not even explain that and walk away.
Yep.
Sometimes we are our own worst enemy, but it's nothing wrong. Don't change yourself. Just be careful whom you give yourself to.
Yep. And one thing that I have to add to that too is even when you can do something, sometimes you should just say no, just at random, even if you
Uh,
can't make it, just because, just say not today, just to see if a person's gonna go all the way left and go off on you or act crazy. If you say no and somebody just say, oh, that's okay, okay, next time. But if somebody, you tell them no, and oh, and you and oh, that's when you like,
no, you know
that's
what
a
I don't
person.
like neither, sis? When they got in their mind, when they give you the impression, but I didn't ask you for it, right? Now, that kind of baffles me. Like you said, you're not asking people back for like same thing in return, but that's like the gateway of saying, hey, let's do something kind for each other. People don't get that part, you know. Let's just be generous. Like let's they don't know that's opening the gateway for people to treat each other right. But they just see it as I did. Listen, that's on you. You know, you did that on your own. You know, that's the excuse for not being a good human being. That's how. Because there's no way somebody can show you love and you see it as, well, that's them. You ain't got nothing to do with me. That's your choice. You're not a good human being when you can't reciprocate something.
Yeah. So sometimes if all you can give is give people your time, if all you can do is be a listening ear to somebody, or just be a source of encouragement, tell people I'm proud of you and you're doing good, and asking them if they're okay. If that's all you can give at that time, that's okay. But you have to give something in a relationship. You can't just be like everything is always one-sided, and they're always, we all know those people. And they're always asking, can you do this, can you do that? Like every time they call, you're like, oh, here we go, what they gonna ask for today?
People think it's always a hidden. Yeah, exactly. They think it's a hidden agenda, or they think you're prey, right? And I know me and my twin right here. She sounds lovely, but don't play with her, right? My twin, right? She got the most
Yeah.
beautiful voice ever, the most prettiest smile.
Oh, thank you, sis.
You know how I feel about your sis, but don't play with her, right? But people, that side is not to be seen unless you ask for it, right? But people don't think
Yeah.
that side exists, and then you become the bad guy, and all of a sudden they forget everything, right?
Yeah.
They forget everything. That's why I say in the beginning, if you feel a certain way, so you don't come out of that side, don't come out. Learn, unplug these people, leave these people alone, leave leave them alone. Because I mean, I don't care about being the bad guy, but why go through it? Like people, I always ask them, "What why?" And I had to say that you didn't have to say nothing, right? You could just, I mean, at this age now, when you see all the little things, like I didn't even have to say that. I didn't have to say nothing. Sometimes nothing speaks so much value than
Yes,
a bunch.
silent.
Right?
Hmm.
Sometimes you could have be the best reader ever, or you can say the most hurtfulest things, but the one that's going to hurt you more, they won't give you no oxygen.
Yep. What hurts people the most is when they can't figure out what you're doing. Like when you start talking to them, telling them your business,
Hmm.
and and listen. These are the same people who won't talk to you and all that, and they're asking everybody, "Do you know what happened to Sugar? What's Sugar doing? How come Sugar don't talk to me? Do you know? Is she mad at me?" And you just over there chilling.
And so sometimes I had to learn. Sometimes, and then you got the people who like they have to get their lick back. I'm like, sometimes the best lick is absolutely nothing. Now they ain't got nobody to play with because sometimes people live for that supply, and you don't know that you when people do that, you're part of their little diabolical plan because, like, especially if you're a narcissistic person or whatever, your response is everything. So you may think that you sat up there and told them off or you got your lick back, but no, you made them happy. Number one, you responded, right? Because you know how little kids, when they keep doing things and they'll keep doing things or they keep hitting you for your response. And the same will apply with grown people too. They're gonna probably say that, and they'll keep on going, and then eventually they'll realize, I'm not. This person is not falling for it. I'm not getting this. Like, let me move on to somebody else.
Yeah.
Because if you keep going back and forth, okay, now you got your lick, I got my lick. Like, no,
Yeah, they got you in the loop.
exactly, exactly. They don't put you in the loop because they argue just that's how they are, or they say smart, sarcastic things, or they do things because that's how they live. That's how they breathe, right? They need that supply, and sometimes they say like certain things that would throw you off, or people try to throw you off your game. No, stay on your game. Keep doing you and whatever you're going to do. I tell people don't look at certain things. Stay focused, tunnel vision, because they want you off your game because you're doing something right that they can't do. But never get off your game or whatever your hopes are, your dreams are, or whatever you want to do in life, or just being you as a person. If you're a person that like peace, of course that person is going to come in your life to make it where there's no peace and you arguing with them all the time, and they sitting back laughing because they not listening to you anyway. They're not arguing with you. That's why they call it an argument. It's not a conversation. It's an argument because they want to see. I guess who's going to have the best laugh. Listen, get out the game.
Mhm.
We're older now. Get
Yeah,
out the game.
I'm too grown to be going back and
Mhm.
forth with people. I'm too grown. I don't have time to be arguing with people, especially when I know that it's not going anywhere. It's not even worth it. I was like, and that's the time where I say no response is the best response.
Yeah, and I tell anybody that I know, like I don't want to hear about other people neither. Right? If we can't talk positive, like, 'cause if I don't really like somebody, I'm not messing with them. I don't want to talk about them, period. Like, I want it to be you don't exist, right? And I try to get people to do, I understand sometimes people want to vent. It's okay to vent. But if you're looking for a two-way conversation, I can't help you. Now, you can vent, but sometimes it's you're human. You have to
Yeah.
let it out. But that's how a lot of things too. And then the minute they get mad at you, they took that little simple conversation that y'all had, and then
Yeah.
now they throw it back on you, and well, let me tell you, and they forget that you started they started the conversation, and that's another way. Please stay out of people's mess.
Yeah.
Out of
and
it.
and uh, and listen, and the people that are so messy, oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness, they are so messy. They love to gossip about people and be negative. They're so toxic, and they're the problem. They
Mm-hmm.
are the problem, not other people. But they always make it seem like everybody's against me. Nobody wants me to win, and people are trying to hold me down. No, you're the problem. You don't do right.
Mm-hmm. And you know how we are, sis. We not the everyday type of friend.
I'm not the friend that will call you every day. I'm
What
not.
was the one? What you said last time? I said, sound like me. When you put them on punishment on your
Put them
phone.
on punishment. I'm
When
telling
you
you.
put them on punishment on your phone. And I was like, you have to do that. Oh my goodness. What was that you put on? Do not. I know. I put on my phone. Do not. You put do not answer or something like that. You put on your phone when you put them on punishment. You have to do that not to be a doormat. And you can't call me whenever you feel like it. No. Mm-mm. We have to control this. But that was funny, but it's true.
Yeah, I have it in my phone right now. I have two or three people in my phone right now that have do not answer because you have to put certain people on punishment for them to understand. I'm not just going to be available when you want to be available, but when I need you, you don't have time for me. No, it don't work that way. Mm-mm.
Mm.
Going to I said you're gonna learn today.
Oh my God. And I was like, that's what I do. I put people on punishment. I'm not the person to call. I'm the catch up type of friend. Let's catch up, right? I have to use that
Yeah.
time. Yeah, I put people in there, and it was so funny because we both do the same thing. She said, "Hold up, me too." And she said, "Look, I'm right phone like right now. You have to put them on timeout."
You do. Yep. Some certain people you have to pause certain people. You have to put them on pause or they will make you lose your mind, literally, and be like, I need a break from you. Obviously, you need some time to mature or grow up or do whatever it is that you need to do, and so do I. Because we cannot allow other people to cause us to be disrupted mentally and spiritually and financially and and especially health wise. If you be staying around some people, they'll have you in the hospital laid up
Mhm.
listening to their foolishness.
And then when they get off punishment, a lot of times they come at you differently now, right? It's the, okay, I can't talk to her like that, or she's not. And I didn't. We don't have to say nothing. Again, we don't have to say anything. Actions speak louder than words, right? We don't have to tell them nothing. They know what every grown person know what they're doing, right?
Everybody.
I believe so. Don't get me wrong.
I do. I
Now,
do believe
sometimes things are taken out of content. I get that too, right? Everybody's thought pattern is not the same. We could discuss that, but I'm just talking about nonsense, right? When you see I'm not with the nonsense or whatever, I put you on timeout. Sometimes they come back to you a whole different person with the act right. Come back with the act right. Let me act right. And you gotta teach people if you want to be in my life, you have to act right. Because I'm in your life, I act right. I don't ask nothing from people that I don't do. Let
yep,
me throw that out there.
yep.
Whatever
And
I'm asking you
and,
for,
and
I do it too. Why? So it's a back and forth thing, right? What I'm asking you to bring to my life, I'm bringing it to yours.
yeah, and sugar, I'm glad that you said that because one time in my life I had to pause because I had a friend and I was not on. I was definitely way below her, okay? And I needed to pause so that I could get to her elevation. And if we're honest with ourselves, certain people come in our life to help us to grow up and to mature in our reasoning and our thoughts. And I'm grateful for her friendship because she was showing me that I was allowing people to stop my vibration and my energy. And when we do that, we stop ourselves from our peace of mind, our happiness, and everything in our life. So I had to pause from her because I didn't want to take her down so that I could catch up to where I should be so I don't hold her back. So
Yeah.
sometimes that's the reason why we have to put people in timeout, not only for them, but we have to put our own self in timeout sometimes because
Hmm.
we may not be doing the right thing ourselves.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it goes both ways. You know, it does go. And guess what? It's okay. It's all people like us. You know, it's okay if they your real friend or whatever. Right? They should know you by now. Well, they're not going to leave you. But if you feel a certain type of way, then you wasn't my friend because if you needed the time out, like you said, I will give it to you because we
Yeah,
human and you can't just be under people,
yeah.
you know.
And
All,
controlling people like little puppets.
yeah, exactly. And sometimes people, it's okay, you know. And sometimes with friends and stuff too, right? I had to learn to. I don't care anymore. I I really don't because the ones that are a friend, they're not going nowhere.
Mm-mm.
They're not, even if it is how many times we break, but you know you're my sister forever, right? So it would never be a thing, well, what happened to her? Well, she's over there doing her, she'll be back, and vice versa, right? I have never ever said, well, why she acting funny or nothing. We
Yeah,
know how
or
each other
they
are,
must
right?
be mad or jealous of me.
Right, we know how each other are. You know how I feel. So, you
Yeah,
know, but sometimes I think people need to have more friendship. But stop thinking of words all the time, too.
yeah,
That's why I say get out your feelings. Get out your feelings. Sometimes people take their feelings like it make the feeling is something you feel. Sometimes people make it a fact or they make it true. It's not true. It's
right.
just how you feel. It could be just for the moment. But a lot of people lose a lot of friendship because their feelings be incorrect. And sometimes it's okay when to ask that person, blah 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 blah. No, they don't want to do that. This is how I feel. And the next, you're public enemy number one. What if that person was going through something?
Yeah,
What if you disconnected because something happened tragic, or and you didn't have a chance to tell nobody or something, and I could have just said to you, "Hey, sis, I ain't been going on." Hey, then you could have said, "Well, I had to get." Oh, okay, but some people don't see it like they see it as, "Oh, they're acting funny," blah 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 blah. Then that no, get
You
out
know,
the
you know
feelings.
what? You know what I had to learn is how I knew I had matured. Sometimes there's one person in a friendship that person could be going through something, and that person doesn't have anything to give you at the moment.
Mhm.
All they need, they need your support so that they can get through this season in their life, and then when they get their strength back, they'll be right back to normal. But everybody has those ebbs and flows where sometimes you don't have anything to give somebody because you're going through a really hard time. And
Mhm.
that's how you know who are your real friends, because
Yeah.
if they don't see you, they don't have to say nothing. You could be like, hey, what's going on? I haven't heard from you. Is everything okay? That's a friend.
And then with me, sometimes the world itself, especially when you're out there, is too much, right? And you're picking up like too much energy, and sometimes you need that. You have to recharge yourself, and sometimes you need to just peace, cool, and calm, which is really no problem. But you just have to recharge. And then people, yeah, your phone don't work. I can't stand when people say that to me. Or your fingers don't work. Like,
Yep.
they start off not, hey, how you doing? Is everything
Yeah,
okay? Or your hands don't like,
they
or this,
always have to come at you with something negative.
yeah. And especially if you know how people have to recharge. It's just, it's not good or bad. It's you working. Sometimes your body is tired, or sometimes you've been putting up with just the world, just by going out there in the world. You have to woosah. Sometimes you cannot speak to people every day
Yep.
or twice a day, or sometimes whatever you really got to say, I really don't need to hear that right now. But that
Yep.
doesn't mean I'm not going to get back to you, right? But if they keep calling you and it's almost like something negative, I'm like, that's not being a good friend, because even if they'll do the thing like, well, maybe let me make sure nothing ain't wrong, then let me go at it. No, sometimes there's nothing wrong. I just need to recharge.
Yep.
I
So
want to relax.
sometimes you have nothing to be able to support somebody else, and you know that. So sometimes you just have to just be in the background taking care of yourself. I know I've been through that season in my life where I was just in a very negative space, and I didn't want to give anybody any negativity. So I just pulled back because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't want to give
yeah.
anybody that dark energy.
Now, I call her Boss Jackie. Boss Jackie says, "What about a friend that get in their feelings and you try to reach out to them and they refuse to communicate? Do you feel it's you or the friend that needs to reconnect?" I think if it's the person, right, if they are the ones who refuse to communicate, give them a little breather, right? They will reconnect because they are the ones who need the breather, right? They are the ones who need the breather. Like, I'm the one, like, once I get sometimes you don't know what a good day of a soft music and a nice bath is, right? Sometimes people don't understand how it just soft music, sometimes it's just a day or two, right? Or sometimes, oh God, Carter makes it into every. I'm gonna mute for 1 second.
Okay.
Shut up, and y'all don't hear him.
That's okay. I just wanted to highlight this comment from Jackie. What about a friend that gets in their feelings and you try to reach out to them and they refuse to communicate? I know I've been in that season for when I went through a dark period, losing my parents, and I just didn't want to talk to anybody. And it wasn't against anybody per se, but you're just basically trying to deal with the situation and what you're going through that you just can't. Honestly, it was about a year. And she says, speaking over a year, and that was me. I stopped talking to everybody for a year because I just had to process in my mind the
Hmm.
drastic change that
Yeah.
happened to me. I lost both of my parents within 7 months. My mind was completely gone. I remember just like I was doing everything normal, you're going to work and doing everything that you need to because you have to survive and you have real
Right.
bills. But I wasn't mentally there. I had my mind checked out. I was going like a robot, but emotionally I checked out. So when I was at home, I was just like staring into space. So I'm not excusing the behavior, but
Right.
we do what we have to do to survive.
You
And I
know what?
know, and I know during that time that I had a breakdown,
Yeah,
a mental
that is
breakdown.
so true. Because remember, do you remember my mom's is still sick and she's still declining, but people sometime too, like when like I don't know, it was like probably last year. We don't spoke so many times I can't keep up with our years, right? But or which conversation. But I I couldn't connect with people because I felt like um me watching my mother decline, and a lot of people still wanted me to be regular. And they didn't understand that every time I go see her, a piece of me stays with her.
Yep.
Now, when
A
you
piece of me
started
goes
telling
away.
me, right, when you started telling me, I think we have brought up this conversation, right? And you were saying, hey, I went through the same, that sort of kind of brought me out of some of my, I'm still depressed, but it brought me some out of my depression. So sometimes, a lot of times too, like people, family members or whatever, get sick, some start, and then that's a big change for me.
Big shift.
For me to now be the person that's in charge, and for me that for every little thing I'm scared to make a decision because God forbid if I make the wrong decision, everything is on me, and I'm still disconnected. But when you said, hey, I went through these same similar things, right, I felt a little bit better. I
Hmm.
felt so sometimes, you know well, this person hasn't checked out because she has been seen out with other people. I call it me. Sometimes too, you have to just separate, right? Sometimes
Yeah.
it's okay to separate. Maybe they feel you don't serve them anymore, right? Remember, people may feel you. You know what? That's okay too. I always appreciate the ones that's here, right?
Yeah.
I always appreciate the ones that's there, right? I tell people all the time, I would still be your friend. I would be there, but I'm not gonna think about it, right? I call everybody ain't gonna kiss you. Oops, right? But you know what? It's okay when they snap out of it. I'll be there, but I want to give the attention to the people who care about you, who love about you, right?
Right.
That's who you give it to. Whenever if they don't snap out of it, I know I've been a good friend, right?
Yeah.
If they do snap out of it, they can now tell me,
Right.
what was going on with them,
let
right?
let let me interject something for a moment, sugar. While I have it on my brain, when
Hmm.
I was in that mode and I was in that deep depression after I lost my mom and dad in 7 months, I can say I was like this person. I was still out and going out with other people, but I had to be around people who I felt understood me in that moment. And I'm
Hmm.
not saying other people didn't care about me,
Right.
but I felt like the people who I feel understood me, like people that I knew had lost their mom, had lost their dad, they were my major supports at that time. I'm not calling justifying it and saying that it was okay, but I cling to people that I knew were very understanding of my situation because they had been through it. Not that I didn't care about them, but at that moment I was grasping at whatever was going to keep me mentally okay at that time. And that's who I leaned on, the people that I knew for sure understood what I went through. Because when you tell people what you go through, you could tell people about loss, but it's another thing to live in it.
Hmm.
You know, if
Hmm.
somebody, you could tell people, I miss my mom, but it's another thing unless you have missed your mom. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's what
What their
I have
response
to do. Huh?
or their response, right, will make me cut you off. Like even saying the word, I don't want to say Miss Mom because thank God she's still. Or when they hit you with, "But I lost mine too," so okay,
Yeah,
right. So
that
or
part.
well, everybody go through that. Like I sometimes it's just it could be that one sentence of non-caring, right? Or sometimes, like I said, sometimes I think things are just best not to say nothing. Sometimes it's okay to say nothing. But I have really detached from a lot of people too, right?
Yeah.
Because of people don't understand. Like the one strong person, one and then now either, and then you know that the time is ticking, right? And for somebody to say, "Oh, well, mine's past. Okay, let's move on. They do this for me. Okay,
No.
right?"
Yeah. And you know what they said to me too? Should they said, "Oh, you still talking about your mama? Like you should be over that by now."
See, that's what I mean. When people say, not,
So
I know it wasn't
insensitive.
you, Jackie, because you're not like that. We're just talking in general right now, boss Jackie. We're talking just speaking in general. Yeah, but
Right.
it could be different situations. Sometimes either be an ear or because some people, well, we all lose. Well, and the other one, well, everybody got their time to come.
Yeah,
What's
I don't
that?
want to hear about that. I don't
What
want to.
is
I don't want to hear
exactly?
that.
What is that old statement? We got everybody got a birth date or we all got to go. That's the
Yeah,
point.
everybody has to go
And
look, and they said like, "Oh, their time was up." I don't want to hear that when I'm grieving.
I think that's the most.
Rude.
I and then people don't understand certain things like that, and that's narcissistic. And then they want to just like change the subject. And number one, again, sometimes and you could be going through anything. That's why I always try to be mindful and careful with what people talk to me. Because and when they say things too, I have to be very careful of what
Mhm.
I say. And a lot of people are not careful, right? And
No,
then
they say whatever.
sometimes, Jack, people just find new friends. You understand? And they jealous because I mean, look at look at all you're doing now, right? So while you was on your journey, I don't know the situation, but while you on your journey of being the best Jackie you can be, and you writing a book, and you have to like become tunnel vision, and gets people may feel, oh, they you acting like you're better than, and now you don't have no time for them, so now having your new set of friends, because sometimes that happens too. People don't, they figure you stay so used to you, they're not knowing this time is for me now.
Right.
This time is for me. I've given you all of me. And they get so mad because now they don't have access to you the
Like
way
they
they
used
want
to.
to. Not no, it's okay. It's not selfish to now put you first and do something for you. Like how much more do people want from you? My My goodness. And then, and it's sad that if they don't wish you well, they never wished you well. They never wished you well. And it's sad. And that could come from anybody, you know.
And those are the people that we have to really pay attention to. And we may not see it in the beginning, but eventually it always shows up that you find out who really cares for you, who really rocks with you, who really supports you, and who never has. A lot of times we will tell ourselves that people care about us and love us because that's how we feel about them, but that's not how they feel about us.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And and then I'm like, yeah, how much more can you give? And it's okay. It's okay. But when you look at the things that I see that you accomplishing, of course people they start feeling a certain way. Because maybe that was a dream they wanted. Sometimes
Yeah.
they could have wanted any dream and didn't, like I said, they on your coattails so long, that they scared to take a leap, and you took a leap, and they mad, and I'm gonna leave you right there, right?
Yeah, I'll leave it
I,
right there.
I used
Right
to
there.
joke with my sister here, right? And I just said, "Oh my goodness!" Remember, I said, "Well, how many pages?" I said, "I got to catch up. I got to catch up." I said, "I said we got so many old jokes, but I used to love that. I love that in her, right? Because it keeps me sparky. But I'm like, you know what? I ain't doing all that. Go ahead, sis. Knock yourself out. I'm gonna support every last one. But she does, and instead of people seeing it as, hey, if she could do this, I can do this,
Man.
right? And I celebrate. You could do 100 more, right? But I celebrate it. But some people may see that as, well, who she thinks she is, right?
Well, I can say this because I don't have no problem, and it's not showing off. I worked hard, sis. I have just got my fifth channel to 1K. My fifth channel. I have five channels that are at 1K or higher.
I'm beyond happy for you.
Yeah, I'm
I,
proud of myself. That's
and
hard
what's
work.
so crazy? I don't understand why I don't get my notifications, right? Because
Don't worry about that. I just wanted to put that in that when I go silent certain times, I'm working on
I
things.
know, I know you already. You
Yeah.
stay busy. I love that. But see, this is when you appreciate people. This when you know somebody. I know you busy, busy. You about that life, girl.
I'm
And
about that life, yes.
but that again, I'm the type of friend like I love that. I love to see you
Yeah.
flourish and grow, and if that's what makes you happy, I'm happy. Now keep me on my game too. You understand? That keep me, but that's what you're supposed to do. Why? You know what? My little sis right here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm keeping her on her game, making sure she don't fall asleep. That's what friends do. Even though we internet sisters, but this what we have always done. Now other people, it'll be the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, who does she think she is? Like right now, somebody's listening. One of your haters, oh, she bragging. Right, that's one of the whoever's a hater in probably the bushes or something will be hating, not saying, well, dad, if she could do it, I could do it.
And that's one of the reasons why I did it. I want to show whoever wants to, you, like people say, you can't have more than one channel. Just for spite, sugar, is when I open my second channel. Just because people say you can't have two monetized channels, I said, oh, I can't watch this. And I got my second monetized channel in 6 months after that. Just because when people tell me I can't do something, I don't do it for them. I do it for myself to say, you know what? I did it. To show another brother, a sister, cousin, whoever out there that it's not just YouTube, it's in your life, it's opening a business, whatever it is that you want to do. Don't let anybody stop you from being what you want.
I, I think to me, I always told y'all I like that. I like the little competition, but it's beautiful. It's not a competition where we are getting. It's a competition to stay on my toes type of competition,
It
and I
is.
love it. And that's what made me really draw to you because you are about that life and you are a go getter. So that's so much positivity that comes off you that you don't even notice that you do, right? And that's without you even saying anything. I look at your work. I'm the type of person I look at people's work, and I really admire your work ethic, right? So let me just give you your flowers too as we're
Thank
talking. Why
you.
it's
Thank
on
you.
my mind. I love to give people their flowers, but that's also to teach people how to be friends and congratulate people. Right?
Yeah,
To
that
show
that
them
that
you
you
can be
can
happy
you
for
can support and you can support another person. That all the time it does not have to be about you. I usually stay in the limelight, and what my mentor was telling me recently, it's nothing wrong with tooting your own horn because you worked hard for that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying you did great. So I appreciate that, Shiv.
yeah, and again, it, that goes into what we're talking about here to bring it back around, because some people again they would get mad and now they don't want to be your friend or whatever, and then they start to harbor stuff. I mean, thank goodness it took for that. Well, but if If you stay stuck where you at and don't, then you continue to be somebody's doormat. You continue to be accessible to everybody but yourself, right? You continue to be the when people call you, of course, if you're a positive person, you're going to give positive advice, right? So you
Yep.
giving all this beautiful advice and helping it. What about you? So that makes you
Yep.
stay a doormat. So doing your own,
Hmm.
take to be being there for you too helps you stop being a doormat. Be there for yourself. You know, so that just to spin it back around, so giving people less accessibility to you is not being a doormat.
Yep.
Giving yourself the time that you would give everybody. That doesn't make I like to say that I am my own competition. I like to be better than I was yesterday.
Yes.
I got writer's block. I may put that in the song, Jackie. I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put that in the song, Jackie, because I got writer's block. I've been writing some songs now, but now I got writer's block.
Yeah. I have about two more chapters left, and then my book will be done. So
You gonna have a book too? So I get my interview.
yes, you're gonna have your interview. I already told a Boss Life Online that she would have the first, but I'm gonna do you guys one day separate because I value both on equal. So I'm gonna have you Jill, and then I'm gonna have you on the same day. You all get the exclusive to my book. Yes,
And Gio too. She about that. She about that life,
she's
right?
about that life too.
I like she stay hustling, boy. You got to
That's
love
my ace.
her.
Yes,
Gio stay hustling, and there's nothing wrong with that because the world that we're going in right now, where how it's moving forward, you better have a hustle because a lot of things going,
sure.
a lot of jobs are going to be taken. We really don't have the time moving forward on in this world to be in our feelings and not creating stuff, not doing stuff, and not trying to find your own way because a lot of jobs are going to be taken by AI.
Yep.
Right. So we're gonna have to start putting that time into ourselves, our creativity. We're gonna have to start doing that because we don't have time. If you're a friend, you better jump on board or you better catch on to what I'm doing, or you're gonna be left behind because AI is taking over a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it is. And that's why I said, and that's why I believe in multiple streams of income because, I have this, I have other things. You gotta have your feet, you can't put all of your eggs in one basket. And I'm not knocking having a 9 to 5 job, but you gotta have more than that. Like what if that doesn't work out? Now what do you have besides that? I'm just giving you guys room for expansion, that it can't just be one thing. You got to think about other things. And for me, that's where my expansion came during the C-19, where I said, okay, the job started acting up, and I can't work like I want to. And my money started looking funny. If I didn't have my hustle and stuff, I would have went under at that time.
You know what, Jackie? That's why Siri don't like me. The other chick don't like me. I tried the arguments, and I don't care what product that I buy, that Siri or the other chick, none of them will work. As soon as they hear my voice, none of them will work. So I said to my son, I said, son, ask, I don't know, what's Alexa? I said, ask. I asked Alexa something, she won't answer. The minute my son asked, Alexa answers. So I don't know what I have done to these things. I don't know what type of arguments we have had, but I feel like they won't respond to me. They won't nothing, and they must have
Mm.
put it in the central system. Soon as you hear this voice, do not work. Right?
No, no, Alexa has you on timeout.
I've been on timeout for about 4 or 5 years now. And then we got into an argument because I was like, sing happy birthday, not to me, I was just saying it. I don't I I don't know the words to that song. I said, what?
Oh,
So you'll be amazed the littlest arguments you be getting with these things. But then I'm like, you know what? Stop, because I see how they're trying to make these things our friend, right? They're trying to make these. Now I'm sitting here arguing for a thing who doesn't know how to sing happy birthday. But hey, I got medicine. I won't bother you with it. But it do be funny. But but now I have to use my remote control. I can't press it and speak because they won't work. Or
yeah.
I tell my son, hey son, can you go talk to Alexa?
Talk to Alexa for me.
But it's funny. Google too, they put something in the central system, and I actually know some outlandish questions, and I can't repeat the question online.
You can't ask. You can't repeat that on YouTube.
No, man. But they should have an answer. That's the point. They should have an answer. But baby, and that's not talk about the ones too when you make the phone calls. Them things has gotten a little. I don't know who
Yeah,
is the AI, but they taught to talk a little smart back. They got a little attitude too. These
yeah.
are prompts too.
Oh
You
yeah.
got
One
out
one of my
like say it again. Press yes, say yes or no. Like I just say yes, and they got a little funky too. If you be
yeah
making these
one of
phone
one of
calls,
them one time when called me and said, "Would you like to pay your bill?" I was like, I said no, I wouldn't. And talk about when would you like to pay it? I just hung
oh,
up.
that's what I'm telling you. They got a little funky too now. I'm like,
Yeah,
hold
they
up.
got a little attitude. Yeah,
Who's programming them to have an attitude with the customer? Right? But things are changing. Do you think AI will heavily? I think definitely.
yeah,
I think definitely. It's a shame because of a lot of the rhetoric that's going on now, that everybody's looking for that special or that perfect person, which doesn't exist.
yeah.
They're gonna be turning into they're gonna be going to AI. And
Crazy.
yeah. So I think AI is gonna be sort of connected into somewhere everything. It's gonna really be like how we see on TV when two machines are really gonna be going at it. Cause I think I did a show. Remember the show I did, Jackie, and they had the two AIs asking each other questions. I'm like, well, hold up, shouldn't y'all know the same thing? Like they two got to like a little argument there and a little debate, and I'm like, it's y'all
Yeah,
both machines. Y'all should know the same exact thing, but
yeah,
it's gonna be a difference. I don't, and I was like, whoa. But yeah, like you see how they was going back and forth. Like, well, hold up
yeah.
now. But uh,
Yeah, I had one of them. I said, what did I say? It was Alexa or Sir. I don't know. One of them. I said, I love you, and it said, I am not capable of love.
what was the answer?
Oh, I said to Siri or Alexa, I don't know which one it was. I said, I love you, and it says, I am not capable of love.
Now it might go, but I love you. Now once he asks it again. So
Yeah,
like, when I love you too, the girl, I'm gonna pass out.
yeah. If it said I love you, I just wanted to hear what it would say. Yeah. So, I think this has been a great conversation, Sugar Love, and I truly appreciate you coming up. Any final words?
I just like to say, take some time, breathe, evaluate yourself, evaluate the people around you. Treat yourself like you are a business, right? And every so often, evaluate how's your business going. Like, are you okay? Are the people around you okay? Are you elevating, not elevating? And the first business you have is and find ways. If you don't, see if you are somebody's doormat, and how to remove yourself from being somebody's doormat.
Yeah.
And thank you for letting me come up here, sis.
Oh, no problem. It's my pleasure. I always enjoy you coming up. I appreciate your support as always. And my final words would be on this Relationship Friday for us to stop being a doormat to others as well as ourselves. Our relationship with ourselves should be valued. We need to value our own self. We need to value our mental health, and give ourselves the permission to move on from any relationship that is not serving us, that is not helping us, healing us, elevating us, and supporting us. And I know that it's hard and it takes a lot of courage to walk away from certain individuals and people and mindsets and unlearn mindsets and give ourselves new ones. But when we do that, we feel better, we have peace, and we have joy. So know that you're deserving of it. I appreciate you, Sugar Love, and my chat, my mods, my members, and anybody who's watching in the replay. Know that you're worth it. I want you to know that. Know that you're worth it, and you don't have to be a doormat to anybody. Love yourself and prove it by your actions. I'll see you guys on the next podcast, which I think will be on Monday. We'll be doing the Motivated podcast on Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you all there. Yeah, check out Sugar Love's channel and also check out Jackie Gaines. I did an interview with her on my channel, the Marlene Saunders Show, and talking about her book and so on and so forth. You'll see it if you go over to that channel. When this live is over, I'm going to link that in my description box. So appreciate you guys. Everybody have a great weekend and rest of your day. And you know what I say over here. Just know it. Just breathe it and be it and live your best life. I'll see you guys back on Monday. Thanks, Sugar Love and my mods.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger worthy. I am enough now. What about you?